If you're wondering why your life feels like a constant battle while others seem to float by untouched, it's not because you're cursed, it's just because you're chosen. And being chosen comes with tests designed to break the average but build the anointed. These aren't ordinary struggles. They are divine examinations that separate the call from the crown. There's a sacred silence that descends on those being prepared for something greater. It's not rejection, it's refinement. The chosen don't live easy lives. They live refined lives. They're tested in the fire before they're trusted with the flame. They don't just walk through storms. They're trained to lead others out of them. And each of these spiritual tests isn't sent to destroy them. It's sent to prove them. You can't be chosen and comfortable at the same time. The road to purpose is paved with pressure. But only those who pass through the 7 hardest spiritual tests emerge with the authority to lead, heal, and transform. The first test is the wilderness of isolation. It's the moment you're pulled away from everything familiar, not as punishment, but as preparation. Your phone stops ringing. Your name isn't mentioned anymore. You feel forgotten by man, but you are being hidden by God. In this silence, your ears are trained to hear destiny louder than distractions. It is here the chosen are stripped of dependency on applause, attention, or agreement. You're being emptied to be filled with power. Not everyone can survive that kind of aloneness, but the chosen don't just survive it. They come out unshakable. The second test is the weight of delay. You're given a vision, but denied a timeline. You see the dream clearly, but nothing is happening. Delay feels like denial, but it's not. It's divine timing at work. Chosen ones are taught how to wait with discipline, not bitterness. While others chase shortcuts, you're being developed in stillness. You're learning to trust the process when the promise seems far. And that's what separates you. You keep walking when nothing looks like it's working. Patience isn't passive. It's warfare in slow motion. And only the chosen know how to win in waiting. The third test is the temptation of compromise. When you're chosen, the enemy doesn't always come with threats. He comes with offers. Offers to lower your standard, quiet your voice, fit in where you were meant to stand out. Compromise will look easier. It will even feel rewarding for a moment. But the chosen are not interested in temporary comfort. They are committed to eternal assignment. This test reveals what you're really loyal to. If you can say no when yes looks convenient, you've passed the test. Few can. The chosen don't bend for gain, they rise for truth. The fourth test is the pain of betrayal. You'll watch people you love walk away, lie or turn against you, not because you failed them, but because your elevation disturbed their comfort. The chosen are betrayed not for being wrong, but for being right too early. It's not personal, it's prophetic. The pain purifies. It removes the weak connections from your journey. And instead of becoming bitter, the chosen become better. They don't retaliate, they release. They understand that betrayal is the bridge to greater alignment. If you can be wounded without becoming wicked, you're marked for something holy. The fifth test is the burden of obedience. Obedience will cost you everything your flesh loves. It's the decision to do what's right when no one's watching. It's walking away from comfort, applause, and familiarity just to follow a voice no one else hears. Chosen ones are not controlled by emotion. They are led by conviction. Their steps are costly, their choices are heavy, but their outcomes are divine. Obedience won't always be rewarded instantly, but it will be remembered eternally. When you follow the call without full understanding, you prove you're not just willing, you're ready. The sixth test is the crushing of ego. Chosen ones must confront pride not with speeches, but with surrender. Before you're handed power, you're handed a mirror. Every hidden motive, selfish ambition, and prideful intention is exposed, not to shame you, but to shape you. Greatness cannot be sustained by ego. It must be carried by humility. The chosen are not driven by status. They are anchored by purpose. They walk heavy, not because they seek attention, but because they carry something sacred. The ego must die so that legacy can live. And only those who are willing to be broken can be trusted to bless others. The seventh and final test is the calling in the dark. This is the moment when you must walk by faith and not by sight. Everything is unclear, but your spirit won't let you quit. No signs, no support. Just a silent yes inside of you that refuses to be silenced. The chosen are made in the dark, not when everything is visible, but when everything is invisible except the fire inside. If you can still move without the spotlight, still serve without applause, Still speak when no one claps. Then you've passed the test that qualifies leaders. It is here that your spiritual DNA is proven. It's not about being strong. It's about being surrendered. So if you felt abandoned, delayed, betrayed, crushed, or invisible, you're not failing. You're being forged. The chosen are not identified by ease. They are marked by endurance. You're not here by accident. You've been handpicked to carry what others cannot hold. These 7 tests are not the enemy's traps. They are heaven's tools. And if you're still breathing, still standing, still believing, then you're not broken. You're being built for something eternal. You're chosen and no test can stop what's already been written over your life. The spotlight may look appealing, but the chosen are not shaped there. They are shaped in the silence when no one is clapping and no one is watching. It is in that hidden place where identity is tested and purpose is purified. The world may forget your name, but heaven is writing your legacy. When the noise fades and the crowd thins, your spirit grows louder. The chosen learn how to stand without support, how to walk without affirmation. They are not addicted to attention because their calling comes from a higher place. The silence teaches discipline. It reveals whether you're driven by destiny or applause. Many collapse in isolation, but the chosen rise from it. They emerge with clarity that cannot be shaken. They are dangerous not because they are loud, but because they are focused. You cannot move them with opinions. They've already been grounded in truth. They don't seek permission. They walk in assignment. And because they've been forged in silence, they speak with thunder when it's time. When you're pulled away from the noise, from the crowd, from everything familiar, that's when heaven speaks the loudest. Isolation is not abandonment, it is alignment. You are being disconnected from what is distracting so you can connect to what is eternal. In the wilderness of isolation, the chosen hear instructions others miss. They receive blueprints meant only for those willing to endure the loneliness. It is there your identity is carved out, your purpose sharpened. Many fear being alone, but the chosen understand it's necessary. The voices that once affirmed you will grow quiet, and that silence will echo with truth. You begin to see what really matters, who you really are. The world becomes quieter, but your inner spirit becomes stronger. In isolation, dependency dies and identity comes alive. No one else can walk that path for you. It is sacred, intentional, and brutal. But those who survive it never return the same. They return unstoppable. There's nothing more frustrating than knowing you're meant for something greater, but being stuck in delay. But delay is not the enemy, it's the trainer. It builds endurance, patience, and spiritual depth. The chosen are not just tested by waiting, they are built by it. You start seeing who you really are when everything is still. The promise is real, but the process is longer than expected. That's on purpose. While others get distracted by speed, you are being shaped for sustainability. Delay is not about punishment, it's about preparation. Dreams are fragile when birthed too early. The chosen must first develop the strength to carry what they're called to steward. So while it feels like nothing is moving, everything inside you is maturing. Your vision is becoming clearer. Your heart is becoming stronger. And when the time finally comes, you won't just arrive, you'll reign. The temptation to compromise never looks evil. It looks reasonable. It's the subtle voice that tells you to ease up, fit in, take the easy route. It promises comfort but delivers compromise. The chosen don't just face external enemies, they battle internal negotiations. Compromise will offer you faster rewards, but at the cost of your legacy. The chosen know how to say no when yes seems so much easier. They aren't swayed by temporary applause because they are focused on eternal impact. They refuse to water down their truth just to be liked. When you're chosen, the cost of compromise is your crown. And once you give it up, it's hard to get it back. So the chosen walk with clarity, even when it's lonely. They don't bend to culture, they bow only to calling. They know who they are, so they won't trade it for anything less. Every decision becomes sacred. Every no becomes protection. Few pains cut deeper than betrayal. It's not just the act, it's who did it. You don't get betrayed by strangers. You get betrayed by those you trusted with your heart. The chosen understand that betrayal is not just pain, it's prophecy. It's a sign you're being elevated. Those who cannot handle your future will always sabotage your present. But here's what separates the chosen. They don't let betrayal break them. They let it build them. They learn how to release, not retaliate. They don't carry bitterness into their next season. They heal, even if the wound still aches. Betrayal exposes the weak links. It cleanses the room before promotion enters. And those who survive it come back stronger, wiser, deeper. The chosen learn to love without depending, to give without losing. They walk through fire and still smell like grace. Because they know betrayal doesn't stop destiny, it sharpens it. Obedience is easy until it costs you everything. It's one thing to obey when it feels good, another when it breaks your comfort. The chosen are called to walk roads others avoid. They say yes to things that don't always make sense. That's because their obedience is not driven by logic, but by alignment. The chosen obey when it's unpopular, when it's painful, when it's lonely. They walk away from offers, places, and people not because they're weak, but because they're obedient. They know that delayed obedience is disobedience in disguise. They've learned that trust must outweigh understanding. They don't need all the details to move. They just need the instruction. And even when obedience costs them comfort, they never regret it. Because obedience always opens doors that talent never could. The chosen walk by conviction, not convenience. That's what makes their obedience powerful and dangerous to the enemy. Before you're trusted with power, you must be emptied of pride. Ego cannot carry the weight of calling. It will crack under pressure and collapse on the chosen souls and are crushed, not because they're weak, but because they're being cleaned. Every hidden motive, every selfish ambition, every prideful mindset is brought to the surface. It hurts. It's humbling, but it's holy. The crushing strips you down to the core of who you really are. It teaches you to lead from service, not status, to speak from purpose, not performance. Ego wants to be seen, but calling wants to be sent. And the chosen don't need to shine, they need to serve. Once the ego is crushed, clarity flows. The chosen become vessels, not platforms. They don't chase fame, they carry fire. And that's why they can be trusted to lead when others fall. Before you're trusted with power, you must be emptied of pride. Ego cannot carry the weight of calling. It will crack under pressure and collapse on the chosen souls and are crushed, not because they're weak, but because they're being cleaned. Every hidden motive, every selfish ambition, every prideful mindset is brought to the surface. It hurts. It's humbling, but it's holy. The crushing strips you down to the core of who you really are. It teaches you to lead from service, not status, to speak from purpose, not performance. Ego wants to be seen, but calling wants to be sent. And the chosen don't need to shine, they need to serve. Once the ego is crushed, clarity flows. The chosen become vessels, not platforms. They don't chase fame, they carry fire. And that's why they can be trusted to lead when others fall. Faith doesn't need the full picture to move forward. The chosen live by what they believe, not what they feel. Sight can deceive, but faith never lies. There are moments when everything in your life says stop, and yet faith says go. That's the kind of vision the chosen carry. They are not led by circumstances, they are led by revelation. Even in the silence, they still build. Even in the wilderness, they still move. Faith is not just a feeling, it's a discipline. It's trusting the promise even when the path seems impossible. The chosen don't need signs to know they're sent. They've learned to move with certainty even when the ground beneath them shakes. That's why they don't just survive, they pioneer. They blaze trails others are afraid to walk, because they know faith will always take you where fear refuses to go. Every battle you face is not meant to destroy you, it's meant to reveal you. Pressure comes not to break the chosen, but to build them. While others collapse under stress, the chosen learn to stand taller. Their backbone is forged in adversity. Their character is shaped in resistance. They learn that strength is not just in how loud you speak, but how deeply you endure. Pressure doesn't push them away from purpose, it pushes them into it. They stop asking, why me? And start asking what's next. Every difficulty becomes a doorway. Every tear becomes a testimony. The chosen are not soft, they are steel wrapped in spirit. When life gets heavier, they don't step back, they lean in. Because they know pressure is not their enemy. It's their personal trainer. It's shaping them for a stage that's waiting. And when the pressure's done, the chosen emerge not crushed, but crowned. There's a silent cost to purpose that most people never see. It's paid in the currency of your own tears. The chosen don't just walk through external trials, they endure internal crushing. They learn to carry purpose without applause, to fight battles without backup, and to keep moving forward even when their heart is breaking. This isn't weakness, it's sacred strength. While others see their strength, they never see the sleepless nights or silent prayers. The chosen have conversations with God in the dark while pretending to smile in the light. They wipe their own tears and still show up for others. The cost isn't in the stage, it's in the sacrifice. They let go of comfort for calling, of safety for stretching. They don't choose the easy road, they choose the eternal one. That road often includes loneliness, loss, and deep surrender, but still they walk it. Because the chosen understand something others don't, the tears they cry in private water, the future they'll live in public. Their weeping isn't wasted. It's birthing something sacred. There's a silent cost to purpose that most people never see. It's paid in the currency of your own tears. The chosen don't just walk through external trials, they endure internal crushing. They learn to carry purpose without applause, to fight battles without backup, and to keep moving forward even when their heart is breaking. This isn't weakness, it's sacred strength. While others see their strength, they never see the sleepless nights or silent prayers. The chosen have conversations with God in the dark while pretending to smile in the light. They wipe their own tears and still show up for others. The cost isn't in the stage, it's in the sacrifice. They let go of comfort for calling, of safety for stretching. They don't choose the easy road, they choose the eternal one. That road often includes loneliness, loss, and deep surrender, but still they walk it. Because the chosen understand something others don't, the tears they cry in private water, the future they'll live in public. Their weeping isn't wasted. It's birthing something sacred. Survival is the beginning, not the goal. The chosen are not satisfied with simply making it through. They are called to be transformed, not just preserved. They don't endure fire to come out the same. They come out forged into something new. Transformation means they think differently, love deeper, move wiser. They're not afraid of change because they know it's the evidence of growth. Survival may leave you standing, but transformation teaches you to soar. The chosen don't cling to who they were before the test. They let it die so something greater can live. They allow the process to shift their mindset, expand their faith, and sharpen their discernment. They don't waste pain, they convert it into power. Every hardship becomes a harvest. Every failure becomes a lesson. The goal is never to just get through, it's to come out renewed, unrecognizable to the person who entered. And because they've been transformed, they don't just inspire others, they ignite them. They don't just survive battles, they become the blueprint for how to overcome them.